Hello and good afternoon, everyone. So happy to be here with you today. It is a happy Fri-YAY. Yay, it's Friday. I can say that because this was a very long week of a whole lot of training for me because school is about to start here in Philadelphia. So I am definitely saying Fri-YAY. Yay, it's Friday, okay? Because I will be back at it on Monday. All right, so I am Miss Hope, and this is Miss Hope's Reading Hour. I'm so happy to be here with you all. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook, on YouTube, on Periscope, on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so glad to see you all. I'm so glad to see who comes on. And I'm so glad to read with you all. So happy to. Okay. So, how was your Thursday? How was your Thursday? Okay, I heard someone call it Thoughtful Thursday before. So, what were you thinking about on Thursday? You know what I was thinking about? School and students and what's the best stuff to do to make the beginning of this year the best beginning of the year it can be. That is what I was thinking about. That's what I was doing. Okay. And earlier today, I was doing some more of that. Okay. So hopefully that you had a good Thursday. Hopefully you've had a fabulous Fri-YAY so far. If you want to know, usually we start at 3, but had to start at 3:30. Why? Because one of my trainings went a little long and I had to make sure I had enough time to get on. Okay. So I'm always thinking about you all. I always am. Okay. On my lunch break, I'm thinking about what books are we going to read today? And I got 2 good ones, including at the end of those 2. Of course, we are going into more detail and more clues about what happened to poor Henry the Hippo and Belly Up. So, I'm going to let you in on a secret, right? I read a little past where we stopped on Wednesday because I was just like, I got to find out like what else is happening. So I took a little sneak peek. I didn't. Okay, so I don't know exactly what the clue is. I know that I'm not even going to spoil it before we start reading. I'm not going to spoil it. Okay. I know some things, but then when I almost got to the next chapter where some things may have panned out, I said, no, 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 no. I have to share this with my friends. So I'm not going to read any further. I'm going to stop. Because if I don't, I'm just going to keep reading and reading. And then I'm going to read half of the book that we have left to go. Okay. So I was like, no, 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 no. I can't do that. I won't do that to them. Now, as you saw in the teaser, when you are about to start a new school year with a new teacher, even though you've seen all of the teachers in your school all together, okay, you've seen them around the hallways, but you don't quite know who they are. So you may ask someone, you may ask your older brother or older sister, you may ask one of your other friends, or you may ask your parent if your parent actually had that teacher, which at my school has happened. There are grandparents and parents and children who had the same teacher. One of them, actually, 2 of them recently retired, which is pretty amazing. Okay. So, what if one of your friends or brothers or sisters or someone told you something crazy about the teacher? And you're just like, I don't think I want to have that person as my teacher. They may be horrible. They may be awful. They be mean or crazy or something because of what someone else said. But it may not be exactly what you think. Could be, could not be. We got to find out if the assumptions are right, okay? Which is where our teaser book comes in. The Music Teacher from the Black Lagoon. So there are actually a series of Teacher from the Black Lagoon books, and I think I'm going to get them all. I think I'm going to get them all because I actually like this one. So The Music Teacher from the Black Lagoon. That shadow right there, I think, is the teacher's mouth. This teacher could be kind of mean, could be kind of big, could be kind of scary. But we got to find out if what people said about this teacher is true, or is it not true? Maybe a nice teacher. Who knows? You got to find out for yourself. And we have another book to read about the assumptions that people can make about different things. People can assume things about a different neighborhood or someone's house on the block. An assumption, if you would like to know, is when you believe something or are told something about someone or someplace and you don't know if it's exactly true. You believe it without any evidence, okay? So, in our next book, we're going to have to see if what people have said about this different place. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me mute that. Is absolutely true. Okay, so we are reading today again from our Rainbow Fish collection. You know, I like book collections. More bang for your buck and good stories in it. Okay, so from the Rainbow Fish collection, we are reading Rainbow Fish Discovers the Deep Sea. That is the book we are reading in our Rainbow Fish collection. Rainbow Fish Discovers the Deep Sea. What kind of assumptions or things have been told to rainbow fish about the deep sea? Are they true? Are they not true? We're going to have to find out, right? And of course, last but not least, there is more to learn from Stuart Gibbs' Belly Up about poor Henry the Hippo here, and more clues to find out. Because remember, now Summer has actually called Teddy and they're meeting up. Okay, they meet up. We got to find out what happens after that. Okay, so our first book that we are going to read is going to be The Rainbow Fish Discovers the Deep Sea. All right. Rainbow Fish Discovers the Deep Sea. Let us have our ambiance, of course, right? All right. A long way out in the deep blue sea, Rainbow Fish and his friends played happily near an underwater canyon. Over the edge, the seabed dropped deep down. No one ever knew how far. I would love to know what's down there, said Rainbow Fish to the little blue fish. Who knows what's waiting to be discovered? I love the pictures in this book. They're so beautiful and colorful. If I were you, I'd stay up here, said the octopus. I've heard that it's cold down there and dark and full of strange creatures, nothing like us. So Rainbow Fish had to be content to swim along the edge and stare down into the depths, wondering what was there. Let's see what's there. One day, a strong ocean current pulled Rainbow Fish's last sparkly scale right off. The scale drifted over the edge of the canyon wall and sank down and down and down into the darkness. Rainbow Fish wanted to chase after it, but the little blue fish pulled him back. "No, Rainbow Fish," he cried. "Please don't go after it. There are strange creatures down there." "I'd like to meet them," said Rainbow Fish. "Oh dear," said the little blue fish. "Wait here. I'll get help." But Rainbow Fish couldn't wait. As soon as his friend left, he dove down into the depths. He just had to find his scale. Soon it was so dark that Rainbow Fish could see nothing except a tiny sparkling speck getting smaller and smaller and smaller below him. Rainbow Fish started to feel frightened. Then suddenly, it began to get light again. A glowing pink creature seemed to appear out of nowhere. "Hello," said the creature. "I'm a firefly squid. Who are you? And what are you doing down here?" Rainbow Fish swam closer. "I'm Rainbow Fish," he said. "I lost my sparkling silver scale, and I came down here to find it. You haven't seen it by any chance, have you?" "I'm afraid not," said the squid, "but I can help you look." So Rainbow Fish and the firefly squid set off to find the lost scale. Along the way, they met 3 glowing jellyfish. "A sparkling silver scale," said the jellyfish. "Yes, one drifted by this way. We played with it for a while. Then it drifted off again." Then it drifted off again. "We didn't know someone had lost it. If we had known that, we would have kept it for you." Let's see what happened to our ambiance. Let's see what happened. There we go. Rainbow Fish and the firefly squid swam deeper down. Suddenly, their way was blocked by a wavy curtain of bluish-green tendrils. "Watch out," called the squid. "Those are the poisonous tendrils of a siphonophore." Rainbow Fish shivered. There was danger in the deep sea. "Have you seen my sparkling silver scale?" he asked wryly. The siphonophore was rather rude. "Down here, even the tiniest crabs glow and glisten," he mumbled. How can I be expected to spot a single sparkling scale? Such beautiful tendrils for such a rude creature. Don't feel bad, said Firefly Squid. He's just like that. Look, there's a sea slug. Maybe she's seen your scale. But the sea slug hadn't seen anything. Sorry, she said. I wish I could help, but I don't see very well. I don't think slugs really have eyes. I think they just feel around with their antennas. Not sure. Rainbow Fish and the Firefly Squid swam down farther until they reached the seabed. My scale must be around here somewhere, said Rainbow Fish. But it was very dark at the bottom, and the squid's light was too weak to show much. There's a Dumbo octopus, said Firefly Squid. Come on, I'm sure she'll help us. But the three of them still couldn't find the sparkling scale. It's too bad. I know what to do, cried the Dumbo octopus. I'll just give you a new sparkling costume, Rainbow Fish. And she covered him with a shower of glitter so that Rainbow Fish glistened like never before. Thank you, said Rainbow Fish. It's beautiful, truly, but I really want my own scale back again. That's pretty nice. Somebody who can make you all glittery and glisten. Then we're going to need more light, said the Firefly Squid. He called all the creatures of the deep sea, and they all came. Together, they lit up the seabed. Wow, said Rainbow Fish. It's beautiful down here. Then everyone looked and looked and looked. They were just about to give up when the light from a lanternfish showed something glittering in the water. My scale, cried Rainbow Fish, and everyone cheered. Oh, thank you, Rainbow Fish told his new friends. I would never have found it without you. Look at them all lighting up the seabed for him. That was pretty nice. Rainbow Fish and Firefly Squid swam up and up and up with the sparkling silver scale. Before they reached the top of the canyon, they had to part. Come visit us again, said the squid. I will, promised Rainbow Fish. The little blue fish and all his other friends were waiting to welcome Rainbow Fish home. Everyone wanted to know what it was like down in the depths. Was it scary? They asked. Were the creatures awful? No, said Rainbow Fish. They were beautiful. They looked different, but they turned out to be wonderful friends. Just like you. The end. That was a very good story and beautiful pictures. Very beautiful pictures. You see, Down in the deep blue sea, all the other fish were afraid because they thought that it was scary and that the other creatures were mean and evil and that something bad would happen to the rainbow fish. But rainbow fish was brave and went down into the depths and gave the other creatures a chance. Even the rude siphonophore, okay? Now, sometimes everyone may not be nice, but that does not mean that you don't give everyone a chance, because you never know. You might make some new friends and they may help you out a whole lot, like the deep blue sea creatures helped out rainbow fish. They didn't see the scale. Well, the jellyfish did. And they played with it like they were playing ball. But they were still willing to help. So sometimes, especially with this new school year coming up, you're going to meet new friends and new people. Who knows? You may move somewhere. Someone new may move on your block or on your street. And you have to give people a chance. Some people may be bigger than you. Somebody may be smaller than you. You may look at them and think they look mean or like they're nasty or like they're not going to be your friend. But like rainbow fish, you have to give them a chance, okay? Just like since the new school year is starting, you will have to give your new teachers a chance. Because there might be some assumptions about your new teachers. And people may say, oh no, they're mean. Oh no, they're nasty. They're not a good teacher. I don't like them. But you don't know if that will be what happens with you. So let us read our next book, The Music Teacher from the Black Lagoon by Mike Thaler. Pictures by Jared Lee. Oh yes, in the Rainbow Fish collection, all of the books in the Rainbow Fish collection are written by Marcus Pfister. The Music Teacher from the Black Lagoon. We have to take music class this year. The teacher's name is Miss Lanote. They say she dresses really weird. They say Miss Lanote wears armor and a helmet with horns and carries a pitchfork. What do you need that for in a music class? She likes to sing whole operas really loud in your ear. All the kids who wear glasses have to hide them when she hits high C. Now, as you all know, I wear glasses. I don't know if I'd like to have to do that. Okay. Then they say, Miss Lanote makes you sing too, in front of the whole class, in front of the girls. I don't know, Miss Lanote is not sounding too great right now. I can sing in the shower, but I can't sing dry and dressed. Also, you have to memorize 1,000,000 songs a trillion verses, and a zillion notes. Oh, that is a lot to remember. Okay. If you sing even one wrong, Miss Lenote zaps you with her laser baton. Laser baton? What? Okay. This sounds scary even to me. I'm gonna sing solo. Solo that no one hears me. I heard Miss Lenote uses her pitchfork to keep all the kids on the same key. What? I don't know. Miss Lenote sounds a little scary to me. Okay. Pitchfork. I don't know what you need the pitchfork for in the music class. They say in her class you don't talk at all. You have to sing everything, even if you want to go to the bathroom. Isn't there a prison called Sing Sing? Music has a lot of bars too, just like the prison. Whew. Okay. Then Miss Lenote tells you what kind of voice you have. There are the altos who sing through their toes. I don't think that's right. And the sopranos who sing through their noses. I don't think that's right. I think I'm a baritone. I sort of growl. This is what happens when people tell you things. Eric Porter's big brother used to sing with the sopranos, but now he's a baritone. They say Miss Lenote stretched his vocal cords with tweezers, and she forces you to open your mouth as wide as you can. Wait till you see this picture. Last year, one kid swallowed his own head. Now this story is getting a little crazy. On top of that, Miss Lenote makes you pick an instrument. I'm picking something small and light because you have to carry your instrument home every day. Man, poor kid who chose the piano. That's because you have to practice. Instead of playing baseball, kids will just be playing the bass. Instead of hitting the pitch, they'll be keeping the pitch. Okay, this having an instrument doesn't sound too fun now, does it? I'll just play my yo-yo and be in the string section. They say if you don't learn an instrument, you have to be one. Because you don't have an hour to go do cardio every day. Well, no. Penny Weber and Doris Foodle were both cymbals, and Derek Bloom was a drum. Ouch. Dang. This teacher drives a hard bargain, y'all. A hard bargain. Okay. You also have to learn the score. And it's a lot longer than Visitors 8, Home Team 4. It looks like a zebra with measles and goes on for pages and pages. It was all written by dead guys with funny names, like Mozart, Beethoven. But the worst part is, at the end of the year, you have to give a concert in a white shirt in front of the whole school, your mom, your dad, and all your aunts and uncles. Well, time to face the music. We march in and sit down. Miss Lenote isn't wearing her helmet today. She's dressed in musical notes. She's got musical notes on her shoes, on her dress, and on her ears. She wants us to sing Old MacDonald Had a Farm. I know that song. We get to make all the animal noises. I'm going to love music. Oink, oink. The end. Now you see, all of those stories that people had, they were not true. Maybe she's tough and wants them to do their best. So they want you to think, oh, she's scary, she's horrible, she's not a fun teacher. That's absolutely not true. You see, you can't always believe everything you hear about people. You can't always believe everything. And sometimes you have to let go of your own assumptions and just get to know people. Just like the rainbow fish did. So we sat down in the music class. Wait a minute, where's the helmet? Where's the pitchfork? Where's the laser pole thing? Where's that at? Nowhere to be seen. Sometimes people want to scare you up a little bit. And sometimes they want you to think the same thing they thought about someone. But this book teaches you need to make up your own mind about people and not feed into people's stories and assumptions. Okay? But in our next book, we're going to have to feed into some stories and some assumptions. Maybe some clues, because we have to find out what happened to poor Henry the Hippo in Belly Up. So where are we? We happen to find out that Summer has a lead. Summer knows someone who might know someone who knows something that's going on. Okay? So Teddy had to get out of his mother's office because after the attempt on his life in World of Reptiles near the Mamba exhibit, she said, no, you got to stay with me. You can't just go roaming around Fun Jungle by yourself. So now she wants him to stay with her. He was stuck in the office, but Summer wanted to meet with him at 11 at their original rendezvous point. But he was like, how do I get my mom out of this office so I can get out of here? Leave this note and tell her where I went. So he sees someone messing with the gorillas. He tells his mom. She leaves out. He leaves. And now we're going to find out what Summer knows. What is her lead? Let's find out. All right, so let's see. Where were we? Okay. According to official Fun Jungle policy, Mom wasn't supposed to get involved in incidents like this any more than I was. She was supposed to call security, but she never did. I found it interesting that Mom didn't trust security to handle a couple rude teenagers, but still thought they could find the criminal who'd come after me the night before. I waited 30 seconds after she left, then whipped the apology I'd already written out of my book, set it on her desk, and slipped out the door. As I scurried toward the exit, I heard Mom giving hell to the top of her lungs. At the risk of being caught, I doubled back and peered into the viewing room. The crowd of tourists had grown even larger, eagerly watching Mom berate the teenagers for their behavior. Though Mom wasn't a physically imposing woman, she could be really scary when she got angry. The teens cowered under her gaze, looking like they were facing an escaped lion rather than a ticked-off scientist. "You think it's funny upsetting these animals?" Mom roared. "How'd you like it if you were trapped in a room and Tembo were banging on your windows? Because we could arrange that." The teenagers whimpered apologies and accused one another of having started the trouble. Mom had broken them quickly. It wouldn't be long before she was headed back to her office. I raced for the exit and my meeting with Summer. "It's about time," she said as I came around the dumpsters. "I thought you were blowing me off." "Sorry," I gasped, out of breath. I had run all the way across the park to get there. I had to wait until my mom— "Relax, I'm just busting your chops," Summer grinned. She was wearing a t-shirt, a baseball cap, and sunglasses, rather than one of her trademark pink outfits. She was so well disguised that if she hadn't been waiting in our secret spot, I might not have recognized her. "Did you have to ditch your bodyguards again?" I asked. "Yeah, but not the way I did yesterday. They're still so peeved at me. There's no way they would have even brought me to the park today." "Don't they work for you?" "No, they work for my father. And if they want to keep me under lock and key all day, all they have to do is claim there's a security risk. So I had to give them the slip early. I ducked out of the house before breakfast. My bodyguards sit in the hallway outside my room. So I went out of the window and down the trellis. One of our cooks gave me a ride here in return for some autographed stuff he can sell on eBay." Summer twirled in her outfit, mimicking a fashion model. "This is how I dress on the down low. I've been here all morning. No one's recognized me yet. It's been awesome. I even had to pay for my own ticket to get in." She was so excited, it sounded as though she was talking about having gone swimming with sharks rather than merely visiting a theme park. All I could figure was, for all of the glitz and glamour her life appeared to have, Summer had so few normal experiences that she found them incredible. Going a whole morning without being recognized seemed to be the greatest thing she could imagine. "How do you know they won't think you've been kidnapped?" I asked. Summer shrugged nonchalantly. "I left a note." "That makes two of us," I said. "We ought to get going then. Pretty soon, we'll have the National Guard looking for us." We slipped out of the dumpster area and headed quickly through the park, although not so quickly as to draw attention to ourselves. "Where are we going?" I asked. "To see Larry the Lizard," she replied. Uh, I hate to break this to you, but he's not real. Not the cartoon character, doofus. The guy who plays him. He's our lead." "How?" "Remember yesterday at the Emporium? I said we could tell something about who killed Henry by how they'd killed him?" "Yeah, but you never got the chance to tell me what you didn't figure it out." "You didn't?" "Dude, it's obvious." "I've had a lot going on. Someone did try to kill me last night." Summer grinned and I realized that once again, she was teasing me. "Okay, I'll give you that. Here's the deal. Whoever did it had to know something about hippos." "Not necessarily. The way they killed Henry was awfully simple." "It wasn't. Think about it. If you went up to just about anyone and said, 'How would you kill a hippopotamus?' How many of them would say, 'Give it peritonitis'?" I'll bet most people don't even know what peritonitis is. A normal person would have shot Henry, or poisoned him, or stuck some live wires in his pool and electrocuted him. But to feed him a bunch of filed jacks to poke holes in his intestine? Who would have known that would kill a hippo? I felt embarrassed again, although this time, instead of making me seem naive, Summer made me look stupid. "How could I have not thought of that?" "No," I admitted. "And you're Tarzan Jr.? You grew up with hippos in your swimming hole. Whoever killed Henry knew they're hippos, and not many people do. So this was probably an inside job." "You think one of the keepers did it?" Summer shrugged. "There's a good chance, I guess." "Then why are we talking to Larry the Lizard?" "Background. We need to—" Summer trailed off in mid-sentence and suddenly veered to the side, yanking me behind a topiary bush shaped like Eleanor Elephant. She signaled me to stay still, then cautiously peered out from behind it. "What's wrong?" I whispered, worried. "Is it the killer?" "Worse," she replied. "Paparazzi." I peeked out beneath the topiary elephant's armpit and saw a small cluster of heavy-set men with multiple cameras strung around their necks stampede past. Luckily, they had another target in mind. A pitcher for the Houston Astros and his movie star girlfriend had just come through the front gate. "Leeches," Summer growled. "They've probably been laying in wait all morning." She made sure the cameras were all pointing away from her. Then she dragged me off in the opposite direction. We were now going back the way we'd come, which meant we had to circle all the way around Hippo River to get to where we'd been going in the first place, wherever that was. Summer was too annoyed to tell me. Instead, she stormed along, grousing about photographers. "People tip them off, you know. Random people. Someone at the park notices me. They call a magazine. The magazine gives them like $100 and sends the jackals down here. You try to do something normal, like go to dinner or a movie or even just get an ice cream. And the next thing you know, 1,000 lights flashing in your face, and all these greasy guys are shoving up against you, calling you names to make you angry. And within 30 minutes, there's the least flattering pictures of you possible all over the internet, and a million chat rooms are talking about whether or not you're fat. It's the worst thing ever." "Yeah," I said. Back when I was in the Congo, kids our age were dying of malaria and malnutrition, and half their families had been killed in the war. But they'd always say, "Thank God no one's taking pictures of us against our will." Summer wheeled on me. For a moment, I thought I'd really screwed up and ruined our friendship before it even got started. But then Summer broke into a big smile, as though she appreciated me giving her crap. "Okay, you're right. I'm a pampered snob. But if you think that paparazzi's no big deal, let's see what you think when you have to deal with them." "How's that supposed to happen?" "You know, the big shindig for Carnivore Canyon tomorrow night?" Yeah. It's only like the biggest party there's ever been around here. Want to be my date?" I didn't answer right away. I wanted to. The moment she asked, my immediate impulse was to scream, "Yes!" But it seemed wrong somehow. Summer McCracken couldn't have been inviting me. It had to be a joke. She was teasing me again. Summer suddenly burst into laughter, and I realized I was blushing. "Whoa," she said. "It's not a date, okay? My dad's coming back to town for it, and I thought you'd want to meet him." "Oh," I said, trying not to feel too deflated. "Of course. That'd be great. We'll try to get Daddy away from everyone and tell him about Henry being murdered," Summer explained. "You haven't told him yet?" "He's halfway around the world and he's busy. Plus, I figure if I tell him solo, he might think I've been drinking my cough syrup. But if you're there to back me up, maybe he'll buy it. So what do you say? Want to come?" "Oh, yeah, of course," I said, though it seemed to me that someone as invested in his daughter's life as JJ McCracken would give her the benefit of the doubt if she told him his mascot had been killed. I wondered if Summer was keeping our investigation a secret so she could play detective. But then I got upset at myself for doubting her. After all, she was offering to tell her father the truth and getting me into a swank party to boot. Looking for our ulterior motives to explain her behavior wasn't cool. I guess I was still having trouble believing someone like Summer really wanted to be friends with me. "I'm not kidding about the paparazzi," she told me. "We'll try to avoid them, but they'll be everywhere, like mosquitoes. You'll end up on the internet." I shrugged, trying to make it seem like I didn't think it was such a big deal, but down inside, I have to admit, I was a little excited by the prospect. "I can handle it. We'll see." "Why are we going to talk to Larry the Lizard?" I asked. Summer smacked her forehead. "Right. I totally forgot. Okay. The way I found him was I was trying to get some info on all the hippo keepers, to see if anyone had a grudge against Henry. I'd heard he'd attacked one of them, right? So my father's got this whole database on his computer with everyone at Funjunkle's info." "That's how you got my cell number?" "Exactly. And your dad lets you use it?" "Of course not. He has no idea I use it. But then that's his fault for using my birthday as his access code. Anyhow, I found out there's 4 keepers who work with the hippos, but they all seem cool. Each has like 15 years experience with hippos. The guy who got bit, he did hippo research for 2 years in Botswana. That doesn't mean he didn't kill Henry." "I know, but they've all been doing this a long time. Sooner or later, a keeper's got to expect to get bitten by something, right? That's the name of the game. If you want a safe job, you become a secretary or something. You don't work with hippos. It doesn't make sense that one of them would have killed him for revenge. They could have they could have had for another reason, possibly. But get this, while I was going through the database, I came across this other guy, Charlie Connor. Did you ever hear that Henry was in a circus before he came here? Yeah. And that when he was there, he bit a clown? I heard he bit three. Well, Charlie's one of them. So I figured maybe I should talk to him. The guy not only knows Henry's background, but he's got motive. You think a clown would kill for revenge, but not a zookeeper? Absolutely. Clowns are freaks. Plus, this guy didn't choose to work with animals. He just got attacked by one. And that, my friend, is a recipe for revenge. So you just called him up? Sure. He answered right away. Of course, the caller ID told him JJ McCracken was calling, and everyone answers when my father calls. Was he disappointed when he found out it was you? I didn't tell him it was me. I said it was from my father's office, and we were looking into Henry's death. And the first thing he says to me, I didn't do it, but I know who did. He does? Oh, I was so surprised. I almost tripped over my own feet. He does? Who? I don't know. He wouldn't tell me on the phone. He was all paranoid, like maybe he's afraid the killer is going to come after him next. That's why we're going to see him. How do you know it isn't another trap? Summer's steps faltered, ever so slightly. She'd been so proud of herself for getting the lead, it apparently hadn't occurred to her that it might have been a setup. But then she shrugged it off, as she seemed to do with so many things. If it is, then I guess we'll know something important. What's that? That Charlie's the real killer, she grinned, thinking this was funny. I didn't. After all, no one had tried to kill her yet. But before I could point this out, she yanked me down a small alley between two exhibits. There, a tunnel plunged into the side of a building, the entrance to the mascot dressing rooms. There weren't any doors because most of the costumes were too bulky to fit into them. Zelda Zebra was sauntering in ahead of us. Here goes nothing, Summer said, and slipped inside. Okay, so that is the end of chapter 10. Chapter 11 is Larry the Lizard, that we will have to wait to get to on a Marvelous Monday. So, Larry the Lizard, Charlie Connor, says he didn't do it, but he possibly knows who did. We gotta find out who he thinks did it. Could it be someone who works at the park? Could it be somebody who worked at the circus? Is it a setup? We gotta find all this out, friends. So before we go, let's go back over our first two books. I dropped my collection. The Music Teacher from the Black Lagoon. Very good book by Mike Fowler and pictures by Jared Lee. And my dropped book. The Rainbow Fish Collection by Marcus Pfister. Okay? So, my friends, last thing I'm going to say to you before we say goodbye is I need you to vote. I need you to vote for the time change for school time. It's either 5 p.m., 6 p.m., or 7 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Need you guys to vote. I am going to extend the voting, okay, to September the 1st. Gonna extend it to September the 1st, okay? So on that Wednesday, which is the first day of school, we will have a new time. And I will let you know what that new time is, of course, before time. I will let you know. So on Facebook, I need you to vote on the poll. I see a lot of you saw it, but I don't need you to just see it. I need you to vote, okay? Also on Instagram, when you see this video, put your vote for the time change, either 5 p.m., 6 p.m., or 7 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Put it in the comments. On Periscope, put it in the comments what time you want Miss Hope's Reading Hour to broadcast. Also on YouTube, please put your time change choice in the comments. Well, my friends, we are at the end of another week of Miss Hope's Reading Hour and the end of our Fabulous FRI-YAY together. Okay? I am so glad I got to read these books with you all. So glad we got to find out some more details in Belly Up, and so glad to be here with you all. So have a great weekend. Those of you who are about to start school, I hope that you are going to bed a little earlier so that it won't be such a struggle to get up on Wednesday, September the 2nd, not the 3rd, the 2nd. Hope that you have all of your supplies and everything that you need. Parents, parent teacher friends, you are partners. Parents and teachers, you are partners in crime to make sure that all the kids are educated. If you have questions, if you have concerns, make sure you ask one another. You keep in contact with each other so that everyone can have a great school year this year. Is it different? Yes, but we are all in this together, okay? So don't be stressed. Don't feel frazzled and crazy. But when you do, make sure you reach out to another parent. Make sure you reach out, students, to your friends. Make sure you reach out, teachers, to one another so that we can all carry the load together. Okay? So until next week, until a marvelous Monday, okay? I look forward to seeing you all then. This has been Miss Hope's Reading Hour. I'm so glad I got to be here with you all. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.